What's going on, guys? It's Aaron. I'm bringing you a brand new video here today. This one is going to be part 2 of how to be a better teammate. This one's going to be about how to be a better player. The last video, which was part 1, was how to be a better teammate. And this one, it's not really much going to be about, how to anchor, or how to slay, or how to get your gunny up. It's mostly just things about what we have to do in the game, little tips and tricks and advice to give you to, better surround yourself and benefit yourself as a player in the Call of Duty community. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because I've seen, not to degrade them, but lower tier COD players, people who are not well known in the community, make these mistakes over and over again, bitch and moan about it. When I try to help them, they either don't want to take the advice, or they act like they do, and then bitch about the same thing the next day. So I got in the city, y'all motherfuckers. And the people who I am going to be addressing in this video are Adox, Surge, Zexfu, Frost, Ocean, Maki, Blake, Juju, and more. You guys know who you are. Now, the reason why I'm calling you motherfuckers out is because you all do the exact same shit. You bitch, you moan, you whine, you complain about the same shit over and over again, finding yourself team hopping every other day, expecting to make some kind of god squad and not lose a single scrim series. Now, thankfully, a few of these players who I'm not even going to name took these steps to become that better player. But most of them on this list, same thing. Bitch, moan, complain. So, I think I have like 10 points. Let me see. Yeah, I have 10 points I want to bring up. I'm not even going to cut the video. I'm not even going to take the time to edit it. I'm just going to make it straightforward and simple. So, the first tip is understand that stats are everything. I see people like Adox and Search and some other players kill Horror and not even get like a second in hill time. And just because they drop like 25 and 22, they're suddenly the best in the team, and the rest of the reason they lost the game was because their other teammates don't have that stat line. Unless your teammates are designated hill players or objective players, whatever the game would be with CTF or Hardpoint, or God forbid if we're playing like, let's say, next year domination or whatever, like, you should have some hill time. And unless you're, like I said, your players, your other, like 2 other players or 3 other players, depending if you're playing 5v5, are designated hill players, you gotta be sitting in hill, bitch. Get a minute in hill. The only way you should be not sitting in hill is if you're a designated slayer, which even then, like, get at least a minute or like 50 seconds in hill. Do some objective work. Stop kill whoring. Stop baiting your teammates. Do something good for the team. Play as a team. Like, don't fucking sit there and run around thinking gun skill is the 100% of the game. Gun skill is 1% of the game. Gunfights are like 10% of the game. It's a lot more to the game than just running around and L triggering and shooting things. That's my first tip. Okay. The second one is know your role. I see players switch roles every like 2 weeks, and it's like you're not getting better. Like, you're literally getting shit on switching the role that much. Why are you doing that? Why are you forcing yourself to do that? What I mean by know your role is pick a role, whatever you think suits you best, whether it's AR, support player, SMG Slayer, OBJ, which means that's not much of a thing in this game, World War II, but I'm just stating an idea of a role. Things like that, right? Pick a role and stick to it. Don't switch because your teammate plays that role. And if they're that bad at it, you should stay at that role that they want to be at and let them switch because they're obviously not that good at it. So, pick a role and stop switching. All you motherfuckers do it every fucking time. One game I see this kid with an AR, next game I see him with a sub, which, I mean, that's a flex, but I'm just saying, next point he's sitting in a hill, next game he has like 10 seconds in the whole game. It's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? My next tip is watch VODs and watch your own VODs. Watching professional like esports CWL VODs, like watching the professional players and seeing how they do certain things, like with S&D especially with strategies and in hardpoint, like knowing how to get bait and switch, little spots, like little wallbang corners, things like that. Watch those VODs. It's gonna help you. You're gonna learn a thing or two from watching those VODs. Now, the reason I want you to watch those VODs, don't give me a bullshit excuse saying, "Well, Aaron, I'm not like you. I don't have an Elgato." Don't give me the excuse. You can record on PS4. You can capture I think you can capture like 15 minutes per game. And I know hardpoints only last like 10 to 12 minutes. So record every hardpoint, watch it over, know what you did wrong, or maybe if you caught it on your VOD, know what your teammate did wrong. That way you can correct them, you can get better in the future. Stop being so complacent. Take some time if you actually want to win a fucking championship and not stop winning dollar meals that have no value. Go watch your VODs and get better. Know what you do wrong, it'll help you in the end. My next tip is don't try to build a god squad off the rip. I mentioned this early in the beginning. Listen, I see these kids getting some pretty names because of their role, and some people talked about them, and they think because they put this and that player on their team, it's suddenly you're not gonna lose a scrim series, you're not gonna lose a map, you're not gonna lose an S&D. Dude, it's really, really not that complicated to realize the fact that every team is going to lose. If the 2017 World Championship caliber team can get top 24 the next year with a different roster, guess what? Everybody can get beat. Alright, that's all I'm going to say about that. Listen, find, of course it's 5v5 now, so I'm going to say find the other 4 players that suit you, that you can with the best, that you can just work with, and they're pretty easy to talk to in and out of game. If it's your friends, then whatever. Find those players and stick with them. Yes, do they have the best gun skill? Okay, if they don't, tell them to shoot some bots. Which I'll get to that later, by the way. It's about gun skill as well. Shoot some bots, play some pubs, play more scrims, shit like that. Help them, talk to them. Don't just like, oh, well, this guy's not as good as me, so I gotta bounce. Like, listen, if that guy's putting the time dedication towards it and he's really getting better every day, stick with him, because at one moment that team and those players that you have that are originally not that good, if you're helping them and they're putting the time and effort to do that, they're gonna become a god squad. That's my like what, 5th tip now? 4th tip? Yeah, 4th tip. My 5th tip is understand patience in finding a team. I saw Blake tweet this the other night. He was like, I want a coordinated team. I'm like, okay, but you can't expect it to get in like 2-3 days. Like it's gonna take weeks. All right, we're in the off season. Everyone's looking pretty slow. No one's dedicated at all. No one's playing. Nobody's about to grind. So wait, be patient. If there's one guy, just one guy from like your circle or whatever you want to call it, that just has the same mindset as you, grab him, tell him what I told you, and get ready for the BO4 season. Talk about those other 3 players so you can be prepared. Tweet out, make a video, fucking reach out to your friends' friends. If you're playing a doubles match with your friend, reach out to those guys you played against. If they're any good and they respect you the same, reach out to them, ask them if they want to play. It's like you motherfuckers don't even take the effort anymore. What the hell are you doing? My sixth tip, I can't even hear anything outside my headset, by the way, so that's why I have like a lisp. I can't hear a single word I'm saying. But anyways, my 6th tip is represent yourself better. What I mean by that is, you can't just put like a Call of Duty logo, put COD player in your bio, have a halfway decent header, and expect people to be attracted to that. What attracts people is you looking official and professional and mature enough so they can approach you. Have a very professional, good header. I know Hambone sells them for like $5. Shout out to the editor, by the way. He's a great GFX guy. Get a good professional header. Get a good AV. Make a bio look original and clean. I think Baby Gunless, his name's Gage. I think his name is Prismatic. Cool bio, like my bio myself. My teammates, all my teammates have good bios. They look professional. They look clean, and they know what they're doing. You can't just be random and expect people to come to you. That's being selfish. That's my 6th tip. If my phone was not locked, that would be nice, but my 7th tip is don't stay in the same circle. This is going out to every single last one of you who are connected to each other. If you guys are just going around the circle teaming with each other constantly, oh, I'm going to get Search, oh, I'm going to get Zexfu, I'm going to get this guy, I'm going to get this guy, I'm going to get this guy. Guess what? Nothing's going to change. I've heard there's a psychopathic tendency that doing the same thing over and over again is a psychopathic tendency and expecting a different result. Don't do that. Switch them up. Get some new players in the clique. Let's get it going, people. You guys are playing with this, you guys are playing with each other for so long and getting nothing done. It's actually pathetic watching you guys at this point. Switch it up and get some new players. I think, from what I can remember, Zexfu and the other guys, this guy named Jafood, I haven't pronounced his name, Jafood, which he was actually okay, pretty decent from last time I played him. He was pretty decent, so I'm glad they got some new guys in there. But for God's sakes, you guys' circle is so small, you barely have enough people to team anyway. My 8th tip is grind the game. By grinding the game, I don't mean play 5 GBs per day and then get off. That's not what I mean, dumbass. What I mean is fucking getting on the game, launching that shit up, shooting like 200 bots before you play a pub, grinding like 20, 30 pubs before your team gets on, scrim and GB and play whatever with your team for a few hours. Then when they get off, if you still have extra time, you have to go to bed for school or work, whatever the case may be, get on that fucking game, either shoot some more bots, play with other people that you know, play GBs with them, play scrims with them, or if you're just yourself, play pubs, play 20 more pubs, 30 more pubs, and after that you can get off and you know you put the hours into that day so you can get better. The more you grind, the more hours you put in, the more dedicated that you are, you get better every single fucking day, and people still don't realize this. I swear to God, I don't know if it's just a getting older thing, but I'm starting to realize it more, and you people don't do that. My 9th tip is don't be afraid to lose, okay? The 9th tip is don't be afraid to lose. The reason I'm repeating that is because I want you to stick it in your head. Don't be afraid to lose. I don't care how bad you get smoked. This is going out to Ocean and his boys, and I don't even think it's Ocean, I think it's his boys, so no offense to him. But I remember watching, or not watching, seeing his DM, and he was like, my teammates don't want to play you anymore. I think it was, yeah, it was like some guy named Mini Formal and a few other guys that didn't want to play me and my team. I don't give a shit how bad we're smoking you. The reason we're scrimming you is because we want to get better. We don't care how bad we think you are. We want to play you and get better as a team, as a full team. We want to get better. So stop bitch moaning and complaining about getting smoked. Start doing the things that we're doing as a team and as players, so you can pick up on things and start getting some serious score and probably some maps on us. But you're not taking the time or effort. You're just like, oh man, I just got 45 point clubbed. I'm gonna get off now. I can't. I've lost full. What are you doing? That's not gonna make you get better. I don't care how bad you're getting smoked. Do you think Crimsix, the winningest Call of Duty player of all time, hopped on Call of Duty Black Ops 2 after switching to Halo for the first time and was like, oh yeah, I'm smoking Optic Gaming? No, that fool was probably getting shit on in the beginning until Aches kicked it into rear and was like, Crim, you gotta grind, buddy. To win, you gotta grind. And look what happened. He ended up being the winningest COD player with 2 rings in his damn freaking hand. It doesn't make sense of why people aren't dedicated anymore. I don't get why. You want to be a COD pro, stop degrading yourself. Another thing too, I was talking to Pulse, I2 Pulse. I believe he knows who I am. He was telling me something like, "Oh, I'm not gonna be a COD pro. I'm not good for that. I'm not too good for that." Or I think yeah, it's him and Reckoning, CWL, were telling me like, "Oh, we're not that good to become pro." What mindset is that? Unless you really just don't care, you're just playing as a hobby. That's okay. But if you're trying to grind to become pro and you're telling yourself, "I can't do it," you're wasting your time. Either move on or put the goddamn confidence into yourself to become those players. Because guess what? You're going to be sitting there being the most nervous player possible. I don't care if you're 9 and 40. You're going to get better. If you are on strive to get better, you put the dedication and hours in. If you don't, then fine. Suck at the game and go on to move something else, because that's all I can give you and tell you. That's all I can do for you. My last and final tip is the whole concept of the video. It's the entire fucking video of what I've been trying to say is, if you aren't dedicated, motivated to win and be the best teammate possible, then don't play. It's extremely selfish for you to get these guys together who have a different mindset of wanting to win everything and grind the game and be the best team online or on lane, whatever the case may be, and you aren't that same player. You're slacking off. You're being late to matches. You're being late to scrims. You're losing full. Your callouts sound like a dead horse that's on his last breath. Come on, put some motherfucking motivation in there and get going. And if you aren't gonna do that, leave that team. Tell them that you're wasting their time and you don't want to be there anymore. That's my main point of this entire video. Be fucking dedicated, for Christ's sakes. It's watching you guys is pathetic. Fix your fucking attitudes. Get back on the sticks. Grind like hell. That is the entire case point of the video. Now, to everybody I mentioned in this list and more, I want you to know, I'm not trying to offend you or piss you off. Well, actually, no, I am trying to piss you off, because I want you fools to start working harder every day if you want to become a professional player. Oh, case in point too, winning a few dollar fucking wagers on World War II, sorry, but you're going to get the same amount of practice as you would on, let's say, a scrim or 8s, because people want to win. It doesn't matter if it includes money or not. People want to win. So don't grow this giant ego because you won like $2 on World War II. Doesn't mean anything to me. I still think you're bad. Work hard, grind harder, and just stop fucking complaining. So, if you guys did watch this video, thank you very much. But, for fuck's sake, stop complaining and get to work. I want to see all of you on the main stage with me once or twice, so that way I know these guys worked as hard as me. Because, let's be real here, we're kind of like the last generation of younger COD players, just for the simple fact that nobody else wants to grind like us. So I'm hoping you all have the same mindset as me. I feel like the only person that isn't on my team that has that same grind mindset is Decline and Gargle, my ex-teammate, and Decline's a friend of mine. So, that's all I gotta say, man. This has been part 2. Thank you all for watching. Have a good one. Hopefully you all learned something. I'll see you in the next one. Much love. Peace out.